Hello, in this video I'm going to show you guys how to dominate Lotus as a Cypher, and this is an attack guide. I've made a defense guide if you want to check that out, but this attack guide will focus on when you should lurk, how you should lurk, the tripwires you should be placing, and general attacking strategies to kind of clear up the map, make it a little bit easier for you guys, and to help you rank up. So, let's get into the video. Alright, so if you are pushing a site, then there's this nice tripwire you can do. Beautiful. If you are all 5 pushing a site, then I suggest you only need 1 tripwire to hold your flank. Because anybody who wants to push out of B, anybody who wants to push out of C, will end up at your tripwire, making their flank unsuccessful. So that's also nice. I've seen people put a tripwire, 1 here and then 1 on C to kind of prevent enemies pushing out onto A. But if the tripwires over here or over here are broken, then A is just completely open because there's no tripwire watching A. And now enemies can just break this tripwire down here and then just go into B, or then break the tripwire on B and then just go back. So having 1 actually holding the A part of the map is fantastic. If you are pushing B or C, or maybe you're just playing slow and you want the enemy team to push out, then you can actually put a tripwire like this to prevent enemies from actually being successful in their flank from A. If you're pushing C, if you're pushing B, enemies can't go over here because this tripwire is watching them. Be careful because enemies will usually tend to stun all of this and maybe chuck a raise nade in. So the tripwire over here will be broken. So just wait for that to happen and then place the tripwire. Now no one can push out of A. And then with this tripwire, no one can push into A. So this tripwire is great at holding the flank from A. And this tripwire is great at holding the flank to A. Do not ever put your tripwire like this. It's silly. Because enemies who are pushing out of A can just wait here. And they've got access to C and B. So if you decide to push C and then rotate, pretend I'm the enemy, I will see all of you and blah, 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 blah. Not good. Also not good if an enemy's flanking and you have this tripwire holding you, because, you know, this guy's got an angle. Especially if I've seen a lot of chambers have their TP set up here and they might be playing with an operator like this. They TP. Uh-oh. The guy who's just standing here. Boom, boom, boom. Or if you then decide to rotate, the guy's ending up over here and you're going to be so confused as to how he got here. Well, he got here because you have a crap tripwire. So, this one. Brilliant. Fantastic. Now, if you are pushing a site, if you want to clear the short area of the map, maybe your duelists are potty. Maybe they're bad. You know? This camera will do the job for you. Boom. We've cleared the short area of the map on a site. We've cleared
here.
All of this. Sorted. Brilliant. Rubble is going to be a slight problem. There might be somebody there, but you could just have your crosshair there as you move out. You will be fine. And having the cam set up there, the cam will not break to raise nades or anything because they explode around here. So the cam will be up and you will see them walking across. So that's fantastic. Now if your duelist actually does push out, or maybe your sky does flash out of this, then you can save your cam for a better one, which is literally just there on the pillar. Fantastic. Now you're watching stairs, you're watching link, you're watching a little bit of sight, so maybe they have an operator. Maybe there's an operator on stairs. Not anymore. Your cam will ping him. You know, you'll be able to see his barrel stick out on sight if he's also having an operator, which is pretty nice. This cam's also great if you actually are on site and you've planted the spike. Now, it's a retake kind of cam, so enemies who do want to retake are not going to have a nice time because your cam's seeing all of it. Your cam sees him pushing out. You can ping him with your cam. Uh-oh. Anybody who wants to break this link door and then push out. Uh-oh. The cam sees him. You can wait here and play off of your cam. You can wait here and play off of your cam. So this cam is fantastic. I do recommend leaving it up for as long as you can if you are pushing a site. Even if you're not pushing a site, it's still a good cam. Just leave it there, you know? Especially if you're going to be in the area of a site, then this cam is brilliant. I recommend doing that. Okay. So on a site, Cypher can plant. On this entire map, Cypher can plant and it's fine. He doesn't have to lurk all the time. But I know we like lurking, so I'll get into lurking in a little bit. Let's say the spike, you are the one planting the spike. Let's say you are. Then I recommend planting the spike in that little corner on site. Why? Why am I doing that? Well, because we've got a one-way setup. So to do that one way, you want to walk into this corner. You see this dark spot on this tree that my crosshair is circling. You want to put your crosshair on that and you want to throw. It's the same on high and low graphics. Now, the spike's there. What could this one-way do?
Cage trigger.
You know, anybody who wants to defuse, bruh, dead. This one-way is also great if you've got a teammate who's playing inside trees.
Cage triggered.
Or a teammate who's playing backside. Or a teammate who's playing over here. Or a teammate who's flanking all the way around. For the spike. The guy who's inside trying to defuse a spike is going to be crouched like this.
Cage triggered.
Oh no. Yeah, he's not going to have a nice time. He's going to be screwed. So, that's a pretty nice one way to do if you are planting the spike. It's a good defense. I've shown you my defense guide, but you can also use it as an attacker. So, now you know. So that's pretty nice. Now, flanking. Flanking. What I do, or lurking, what I tend to do is I tend to not actually lurk through a site. I tend to wait, and I found this to be more successful. I just wait here. If my teammates make noise on B, or if we're playing really slow, then I would actually just try and get into this corner, or try and get into this corner, and I'll just wait. Because noise is so valuable in this game, but also, and I think most on this map, because if let's say your teammates are going B, right? They make enough noise, they start planning on B sides, then the enemy who is on A will want to back his team up. So he's going to be running, he's going to try and break the link door, and as he's breaking the link door, you can be here, you'll be like, bow, swing out, shoot him, kill him, he's dead. Or as he's rotating, maybe he's going upstairs. He's going up those stairs down there. Bow, shoot him in his ass. He's not going to have a nice time. He might like it. But you know what? I'm not going to judge. He's over there. You can swing off. You're really safe. As on A site, I think you just waiting for the enemy to make the first move and then either following them or then just shooting them in their back is the way to go. I wouldn't recommend just blindly lurking onto A sites or through A sites because you've got to deal with whoever's on site, and a lot of the time there's someone in trees who's holding site like this. Or he's holding like this. It's kind of like an off angle because you're not going to clear it. You won't be able to see him. So as you're lurking up over here, trying to lurk into stairs, you clear this, and then you walk back this way. And then he just peeks to clear it, and then, uh-oh, boom, he taps you. You're dead. Not good. So if you are lurking onto A site, I recommend you just wait. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait. You will get so many kills by just waiting on A site. But don't lurk on A if your teammates are going C. Because, that's going to take way too long. If your teammates die instantly on C, because a lot of the time there'll be Killjoy on there, and you're just sitting over here, your lurk isn't as successful, so I would recommend going through B. Now, I'm going to talk about lurking to A through B. So if your teammates are going A, but you want to lurk to A through B, then I recommend having one tripwire, obviously, for your team. And then you would put a second one behind you, like this. So you can't get flanked from C. So your teammates can't get flanked. And now you also can't get flanked. You could just have one tripwire and then you just push B, but you never know. You might get timinged. Not too good. So just have one to be safe and have another one on C. Now, lurking from B to A is pretty easy, and I recommend doing that. I think lurking through B is vital. I think it's the only time you should be really, lurking through a site, in my opinion, on this map. So once your teammates make noise on A, wait for the person on B to make noise. Wait for him to break link. Break that little thing. Then you want to start pushing up. You just want to wait here. If you wait here, you might even catch the C player rotating this way. And you might be able to catch him off guard. So lurking to A and lurking to C through B kind of ties this entire map together. B site at this point is technically just mid. I don't like B is literally mid. You want to go through mid to get to A. You want to go through mid to get to C. It's kind of how I see this map. So you want to wait, you want to hold, wait for enemies to cross, and then you want to go. Then you want to get into upper. If you want to go to A site through B, you want to get into upper. So you want to get over here, you want to jump. You can wait here if you want. You can wait here if you want. You can wait here if you want. You can wait here. You can wait here. There's so many places you could be. And you can catch enemies rotating. Or maybe there's an enemy who is in stairs and he wants to rotate to get heaven and then use his operator. He's jumping. But you're behind him. You'll be able to kill him. And the person on B site, A lot of the time, Omens will just stand here in their smoke, trying to do their smoke to get it to A, or they might just be waiting here for the door to break because they won't think anyone's flanking. And then... Wow! Dead. That's kind of how you want to play Cypher on this map. If you're lurking towards A, I think on B sites, if you're lurking to B, then you just want to either wait here for the enemy to break the door, or then you go through stairs, like I've discussed on the A part of the map. Or you can lurk through C, but I'll get onto that in a little bit. B is technically just mid, so class B as the mid part of this map. Now, if all of you guys are going B site, and you only have money for one tripwire, then I recommend you do this trip. Like this. Brilliant. Don't put this tripwire like this. Or don't put the tripwire on this box, because enemies can just jump onto this little box and then onto the bigger box and then just jump off, and your tripwire is not really useful. So if you only have one tripwire and all of you are pushing B site, this one's fantastic. This one will do the job for you. But obviously, if you've got a little bit more money, you know, then try and do one tripwire like this, and then the other one on C like this. Fantastic. And then you can put your camera up here if you want. If you just want like the entire map control. So you've got your one tripwire set up there, you've got your one tripwire set up there, and then you can just chuck a cam here to just see if they've got an operator on C or if someone's pushed out of C. Fantastic. You're sorted. Okay, let's say you're pushing C sites as 5, and this is a tripwire you want to do. No problem. Fantastic. No one's going to be able to flank you. Yeah, that's literally the only tripwire you need if you are all pushing C sites. A lot of the time, there'll be an enemy who's, you know, A main with his op. Then you want to place your cam to kind of clear him. Let's say you don't have a sky, you don't have flashes. You see this pot, these pots, if you put your cam under them, it doesn't have to be specific, just literally anywhere in that area. You can actually clear the guy with an operator. You can put your cam a bit further, so a bit closer to you, I mean, to get an even better angle on the guy with an operator. So all of these are fine. I just put it there because it actually gives me a little bit more vision into this side. So if somebody does cross over or someone does want to cross back, you will see them a little bit earlier. Boom. Fantastic. So that's the cam you want. And this is the tripwire you want if you are pushing C sides. And then pushing C is pretty simple. You do need to be careful of people opening this door when they retake. So you can put a tripwire like this, though I don't recommend it. Because you're going to have both trips in your side of the spawn, and enemies who then want to come from their side of the spawn, it's going to be a little bit easier for them. So, if you are on site and you have planted either here, or you've planted here, then there's a nice tripwire you can do that actually covers everything, which is this one right there. Enemies can crouch underneath it, but a lot of the time they won't. They'll just be trying to retake the site. Boom. It's in their face as they're, you know, crossing, so it kind of watches everything. Anybody who wants to push from CT, buzz, kind of dead. You can also do a tripwire that's literally like this. A little bit harder for them to break. And anybody who wants to come over here, uh-oh. And if you're planting the spike here, in this corner, enemies will usually just tend to bump into it. So that's pretty nice. And if you plant a spike here, this tripwire will do the same thing. Let's say you don't want to put this cam up there. Maybe they don't have an operator. Maybe it's a pistol round, you know? Then, or you don't even need to do that cam earlier. You can save your cam. You can do a cam like this on site. So watch my defense guide if you want to see more cams. But you can do a cam like this, which watches all of sides. You know, so you can really switch it up. You can do a tripwire like this if you want. You can do a tripwire like this. You can do a tripwire like this. So anybody who wants to push out of CT won't. You can do a tripwire like this. There's so many different ways you can do tripwires. You could do something like this. Obviously, you can do a little bit lower if you want. So there's so many possibilities when you actually do manage to enter C site. Now, lurking to C, I would recommend you go through B this way. You want to go this way to lurk. You want to wait. I recommend just waiting here for a little bit, because enemies will be making noise. They'll be rotating. And if you're hiding in this corner, they won't see you the first time because they'll be lurking this way. Their crosshair will be here because that's the direction they'll be going. And you'll just be sitting here. Wow. Dead. Be careful though, like I've mentioned earlier, just wait for the sound. So if you want to lurk 2C, wait for the sound. Wait for enemies to start rotating, then follow them up. You don't want to just blindly go because you've got to clear this angle, you've got to clear that, you've got to clear that. So just wait. If you don't hear noise, then slowly start doing it and then continue your lurk. So if you want to lurk 2C, go through B, then you can go through CT, you can go through Waterfall. It's entirely up to you. If you want to surprise them, go through CT. If you want to back up your team a little bit quicker, go through Waterfall, because at least then you're with your team. Now, lurking through C to maybe end up on B site, you want to go through Waterfall, because your teammates will probably be on B. You'll meet them sooner. You can actually have a better angle like this. Or you can wait here, you're a little bit more protected. So enemies who are then rotating through spawn, they might check this, they might check this. They'll think, oh, no one's there, let's continue going. But you will just be hiding here. Wait for them to start shooting your team. Bow. Easy. That's kind of how you want to lurk from C to B. So I've discussed how to lurk from A to B. How to lurk onto A, as in just staying on A and waiting for the enemies to make noise. I've shown you how to lurk from B to A. I've shown you how to lurk from B to C and from C to B. Don't go from C to A. The distance is way too much. Your teammates might die quickly and it's not going to be looking too good for you at all. But at least now you know. So on this map, you have the opportunities to put like a tripwire for your team and then a tripwire for your flanks. If you're flanking onto B and your teammates are going A, then I recommend having, obviously, one for A, then one from C, so they can't really push out this way, and then flank you, because a lot of the time people flank from C and then end up going back into B. So having the tripwire onto C is a little bit better, gives you a little bit of early information, also fine. Gives you 2 warnings too. So if they hit once, you can tell your teammates someone might break the second tripwire, so get ready, something like that. And it applies to both things. If you're going C, then you can put tripwire for C, and then tripwire on A or something. To, prevent enemies from pushing out. Alright, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it cleared up the map a little bit, so you guys can now take over your games, kind of destroy everyone. And if anybody asks you why you're so good, let them know that was me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Join my Discord server if you want free coaching, and I will see you guys next time.